Hello again, Mike Latham here at the Gator Show, Latham's Vintage Knives. We're at the 2025 Gator Show. Here to talk about some of the German lever knives, the brand Hubertus. Been around since about 1939. A lot of guys know about Hubertus, been a old staple for knife guys for many years to carry, use, collect. One of the things we want to talk about today is the fact that Hubertus has made a change, and there's a new company in Germany that's actually making the Hubertus, and they're still using the Hubertus brand, but instead of the Ritter company that had it prior, now it's the Otter company that has them. And I'll show kind of the difference between the older ones, one way you can tell, and the new ones. New ones are still very high quality. In fact, they've made some upgrades that I like, and they've made some changes that show a little different from the vintage ones. One of the things we have here, we have several of the vintage, and you can look at either, one of the things you look at is the very, very first Hubertus actually had a tang stamp where they put it into the blade. Now, in the 70s, they swapped over to actually etching them on the blade. And there's variations in the etching. You can look at different ways that the labels are, but one of the big ways they see a change is they'll be stamped West Germany. West Germany is prior, and that's what this one is. It's actually stamped West Germany. This is prior to the fall of the Berlin Wall, which happened in about 1990. So everything West Germany has to be prior to 90. And then there's some variations that can date you in the 70s and the 80s. But this is a West German version. And typical for the Hubertuses that were made for all the years up until they made this recent change to the Otter company taking over, is their levers always have a hole all the way through. There are some variations on the size of the hole as far as age. You can look at the ways that is done, and that also helps you identify the age group that they fall into. As they move through time, this hole will become smaller, is one way to look. This is a little guy here, and it's still an older, this is also West Germany with the stag instead of the horn. This one is after West Germany, and you can kind of see the hole changes. That's one of the ways to identify is that size of the hole in the cutout. So using that same dating system, the newer Hubertuses that are now being made in Otter, in Germany still, but by the Otter company, they have a solid tab now instead of the hole. So that's one variation. The other thing that I like on the new ones that they've upgraded on, the Hubertuses for many years used a brass liner. Now the Otter company is using a nickel silver liner, which doesn't tarnish as bad, and it's actually a stronger material. They're doing a very nice job. They're tight. The Hubertus of the Ritter company, the last years, they were starting to get a little, their actual workmanship was starting to go down a little, and you could find them that have gaps between the liners. The old ones do not. They were still doing it good, but the new Otter company doing a great job. May not be 100% pronouncing it correct, but it's O-T-T-E-R. This is a smooth red bone that they have. This is the smallest version that they make size-wise. This is a red and green. Here we still have some of this is the older Hubertus with a jigged red bone. You don't see as often. This is still the Ritter company, and now the new Otter with with the solid lever, and also once again has the nickel silver liners. This is one of the shell pullers that they're making. Shell puller ears. This is designed to pull the shells out of a shotgun. When these were originally came out back in the 20s, shotguns didn't have shell extractors. So once you fired the shell, it would be compressed in the barrel. So you'd need something to pull the shell back out. You would use these shell pullers to reach a hold of the shell and pull it out. This has the label. This is for 12 gauge shell. Normally on shell pullers, they'll put two sizes. This is the other size. This is a 16 gauge. So this one has a 16 gauge, smaller gap here, and then also on this side it has the 12 gauge. The new Hubertuses that Otter are putting out are maintaining pretty much the same value. These sell for about $325. I have a red one and a green one. They're making them in stag and a few other handle materials. The Otters actually come with a nice little box that comes with them. So these are nice little knives to add to your Hubertus collection. Here is one of the newer ones, once again with the solid tab, and this has the stag. Nickel silver liners again, beautiful stag. These run about $250. So, and there's still, this is an older Hubertus with the yellow micarta type handles. So, the good thing is that Hubertus continues on. The new company is doing well with them, still German. So I would definitely want to add some of these. If you've been buying Hubertus all along, you want to continue to move into the newer ones. They make a nice addition. So we have these on our website. If you're looking for some of them, just check it out. Appreciate everybody that looks at the site. Sure, we can do that. We'll start with, let's do this, the newer ones. So we're going to have the same lever action. Close up nice and tight. And once we get it here, of course, you flip your lever like always to lock it in place. And then you'll fold your lever back up. Once you have it in place, you just simply depress the lever and out she comes. Nice tight action. Back forward, close it over. That locks it in place. The same, the little guys seem to fire fast. Of course, you're locked there, it won't close. Flip you back over, press the lever, blade comes around, you're closed. You can flip this over, now you can safely carry it. Doesn't have to worry about it depressing or opening in your pocket. Flip it back when you're ready, and one-handed, press it, out she comes. Another thing you can look at on the older ones, they'll have the nail pull. Even though it's not a manually opened knife, these blades were used in knives that were manual, so they just used the same blade in their automatics. As time went along, and the newer ones, they started doing away with the nail pulls, and the blade would just be solid. To save a little extra time and money, they just made the flat blades. So one factor, if you find the Hubertus that still have the nail pulls, that dates them a little bit too. Then this is what they call the little baby. This is the smallest version that they have. Like I said, we have different sizes. You can vary different handles. This one actually is a camper version. So you have your automatic blade with your lever, but you also have the multi-blades. These are all manually open blades. You basically have the same blades you would have in like a Swiss Army, but this gives you also gives you the lever automatic version with it. And they make them with different, sometimes they'll just have one blade and a saw. So there are some variations of blade arrangements that you can get with the Hubertus knives too. Always been a good brand, a good seller. You'll find that even dealers that don't always deal with automatics, if they've got any automatics, they'll be Hubertus. They're just an old staple for keeping around. Every gun show, knife show, somebody there is going to have a Hubertus knife. So I've sold them now for many years, and I've always enjoyed the quality and the fact that they work well and they sharpen and use like a regular knife. So nice brand to have. Appreciate everybody checking them out. Yes, sir. Thank you.